Good morning.
I'm recording.
Okay, good morning or good evening or good afternoon, everyone. So it is our 11th AMA session, and it's rather different from what you were observing, basically the AMA sessions we were organizing before, because all prior AMA sessions was mainly conducted by the technical team, and it was mainly research or technology-oriented AMA sessions. And this AMA session is actually the core team of Waterfall, and I will pass it to Ron to introduce himself, and we will go from there.
Okay, hello. So Ron Resnick. I'm the CEO of Blue Wave, and Blue Wave is the developer of the Waterfall protocol. Just a little bit about me. I came out of the entertainment game software business, and then also went to Intel, and was in business development and telecom at Intel, and then got recruited to launch the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. So I spent 3.5 years running and growing the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. So I've got an extensive background of understanding how we can use and leverage the Waterfall protocol for building the best dApps. And so that's my background in supporting the work that we're doing for the Waterfall protocol. I'm real excited about it and glad to be now joining these AMA sessions.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Ron. And yeah, I think we can pass the word to Jeff.
Yes, hello. My name's Jeff McDonald. I'm super excited to be here. My journey in blockchain started in 2013, and then I was super excited about Bitcoin at that time. Then in 2014, January, the project NIM started, and from the very beginning, I started to work managing the Facebook page at NIM, and eventually took over Twitter, managing the Telegram community, forums, Slack, blogs, all kinds of things, you can name it. And when NIM launched in 2015, it was kind of a smart contract blockchain platform, and the market cap was really low, under $1 million. It eventually grew to over $10 billion. And during that time of increased market cap, we were able to start a foundation. So I was the co-founder of that. We had operations in over 10 countries, over 150 employees around the world talking about NIM. Eventually, Ethereum, which came a little bit after NIM, became the dominant smart contract blockchain platform, and more power to it. Very successful blockchain. The EVM is a wonderful way to do smart contracts. And then in 2021, I retired from NIM and was happily retired until I met Sergii in Puerto Rico, and he told me about Waterfall. And I'm really excited about the decentralization and scalability of Waterfall. This is a problem that has been worked on for a very long time, and it's definitely something that I want to see solved, and just really happy about this tech. I have a lot of experience as a community strategist, helping to build up the community, organizing events, media, strategy, all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to be here helping out with Waterfall to make sure that we have the best community and the best platform possible. Thank you. And then,
thank you, Jeff. Basically, I'm passing the word to Michael Terpin, who doesn't need to be introduced, but still, Michael, please introduce yourself to the community, and we all are happy that you are here with us. Michael, you are muted. You need to unmute yourself.
Hi, I'm Michael Terpin. Glad to be here. Glad to be an advisor to the Waterfall team. Jeff had mentioned that the baton got passed over from them to Ethereum, and I guess I was there to help catch it. I been involved with blockchain technology and crypto since early 2013. I started BitAngels, the first decentralized investor group. We're now in 25 cities, and I was responsible for the PR and marketing of a lot of the early tokens, including the first ICO, which was Mastercoin, MadeSafe, and Ethereum. So Ethereum, back when early 2014, 10 years ago, when I met Vitalik, and he was basically a best known for starting Bitcoin magazine when he was 2016, and he started talking about a world computer and the vision for having everything programmed on chain. That was a radical thought, and obviously 10 years later here, it's the second biggest and most valuable ecosystem in all of the blockchain world. Waterfall I see as having amazing potential. What Sergei and his team have done to basically take the baton from Ethereum, and as you noted, right now the ecosystem it's not just Ethereum anymore. The gas fees are too high, it's too slow, it doesn't process enough, and so it's been handed down to a number of layer 2s and a handful of layer 1s who've been very successful, multi-billion-dollar market caps, but they haven't quite done what Waterfall has done, and we'll talk about that today in terms of decentralization plus speed of execution plus stability and the ability to have nodes on cell phones. So very excited about everything that's happening here, and I'll turn it back over to Sergei.
Yeah, thank you so much, Michael. Today we have Richard with us, and finally, actually, that was the last AMAs where let's say 11 questions, 8 of which were related to different token distribution related questions, which we as a technical team were not able to address. So Richard is actually representing Switzerland Association, and finally these questions will be able to be addressed today. Richard, over to you.
Yes, thanks, Sergei. And good to see all you people here. And my name is Richard Wang. I'm from the Dripper Dragon. We are a very typical venture capital, and we start to invest in the blockchain since 2015. And in the past, we do have a lot of portfolio, including all the different layer 1, all the different protocol. So we are very technology-driven venture capital. We invest quite a lot in heavy technology platform. I'm talking about a layer 1 since then from the history. Actually, we invest quite a lot in layer 1. But of course, it's obviously that today the performance of whatever layer 1, the performance is still not good. So we are still looking for, or say we think the unified, or say very ultimate performance layer 1 still there, right? So that's why we are trying to pursue, and also we believe the DAG technology because because the internet of everything, right? The ledger of everything. For the DAG structure are able to support all the different structure and to support very good performance. Not just decentralized, but also the security and also the scalability. So that's why myself is so keen to the multiple project. And myself actually is the angel investor for this project since 3 years ago, and also a supporter. So since then, I also helped to build up the marketing community in Southeast Asia and try to bring up the validator node network for this platform. And right now, I'm volunteer to charge the investor relationship. So just let me know if any question about the launch.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. So it's great. Thank you so much for the introduction. So basically, what is good about our team that we all have very different backgrounds, and it makes it allows us to see the Basically, when we're discussing certain decision, it allows us to have different perspectives, and it essentially the diversity in this background brings the advantages to the team, and I'm also proud to be part of this team. I don't need to basically, again, I was introducing myself at least 10 times before on all the previous AMA sessions, so I'm a head of research for Waterfall project. And I think we, starting from now, we can go through the questions which was provided by community in advance. So, and yeah, the first and probably the most common question, where can we buy Waterfall tokens in mainnet launch day? So, Richard, over to you, because this question was actually asked since the first AMA, I think.
Yes, sure. Thank you. Yes, we do. We are going to launch the mainnet in the April timeframe, and right after that, we do talking to several launchpad at this moment and try to negotiate the best term and condition for the protocol itself. So I believe once we launch mainnet, for those the launchpad that we engaged, we are going to announce the public launch for in those launchpads. So it's very easy to acquire Waterfall token from those launchpads. That's for sure, right?
Yeah, thank you, Richard. And the second question is, did you decide on a launchpad? Does it make sense to work with a launchpad or not? Richard, also over to you.
Right. The reason we work with launchpad is because we want to try to expand and explore our community, and we welcome more validator, as we mentioned earlier, right? Because our software can port it and also run on very light node. So we welcome all the for example, the mobile phone users, right, to be the validator. And with that say, we are welcome as many as a subscriber or say the participant to join our network. So that's why we work with Launchpad, because we from all the Launchpad, they have a very blockchain native, or say they believe the blockchain, the core technology, and they like to be either validator or the no supporter, right? So that's why we work with Launchpad. So far we are talking to top 5 Launchpad in the world. Right. So yes, it's very obviously why we're working with a Launchpad, and we believe the Launchpad is going to bring a lot of value, not just for the protocol itself, but also for the subscriber and also the user there.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. And the third question, if you know which launchpad you work with, what is their added value and how much do they charge for it? Richard, also over to you.
Right, of course. Yes, of course, we, as I mentioned, we already engage with several, negotiate and have a very close engagement with some launchpad. Unfortunately, I'm not able to disclose the exact which one we are working right now. But when the approach, something like in May or in sometime before June, we are definitely to announce that in the Telegram group. So please pay attention on our website, on the official Telegram group, and also our Twitter account. And of course, I mentioned earlier, right? The Launchpad is going to bring the very loyalty and also the supporter to support this platform, this protocol, and the network. So that's the value added from the Launchpad. Very, very straightforward. Right. So about the fee, something, well, it's not complete yet, but again, because I work with several Launchpad, it's just the Waterfall protocol is a very high quality project, and it indeed has bring the very advanced technology to the world. So well, we actually can negotiate very good term for us.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. That was great, and this was the information our community was looking for was waiting for quite a while. So now the question number 4: which features are you planning to add in the near future? And I will take this question, as I'm so far right now the only representative from the technical team. So basically, last week we have done the public testing of the first hard fork of Waterfall. And it went successfully. So basically, we 1 second on the basically on the it has occurred on March 19 at 8 a.m. UTC at the slot number 2,728,920, and this corresponds to the epoch number 85,310. So basically, you can see it was reflected in our documentation. And what was noticeable about this hard fork, that it added the additional functionality, additional security functionality, which allows users to do multiple functions. So well, basically, it is a delegation functionality, and it allows users to have an additional level of security for their holdings. For example, let's say you have your cold wallet, let's say even on a flash drive, where you hold your coins, and then you are able to and then you would like to stake them. So the way it usually works, so basically you set up the node there, you have your wallet address there, and you transfer your coins there. But if somebody gets access to the server, and it used to be the case in the past, somebody can steal all the holdings and what has been minted. So in our case, it is possible for using this cold wallet to actually to store the coins on cold wallet, but to allow staking from the server and set up the automatic send of the rewards to the same cold wallet or to different wallets. You can actually you can do it in a more sophisticated manner. So in that case, if somebody is getting access to the to this cold storage, to this hot wallet, to the server where the blocks are getting produced, basically they will not be able to get access to the staked amount, and best case scenario, they can steal the coins which was minted over 1 day, which is not the significant amount. So we significantly lower the risks for the holders. And also, using this functionality, there could be many other interesting staking applications developed, and this functionality was implemented. So currently, we are preparing for the start of the public testing of the one-click setup node. So it already passed internal testing on the Macs. So it is still getting. I mean, there are some minor fixes, but in general, we can say that the testing is passed. Currently, it is being tested on Windows, and we expect next week to announce the public testing of the one-click setup node, which will significantly increase the quality of user experience. I will not go here again. We highlighted multiple times in the past, and in the future, when we will be doing again the technical AMA, the roadmap for the research and development team. But in general, we already released the concept of initial concept of the virtually unlimited sharding. And we are going to release soon the paper for peer review as the second step of the light nodes, which is designed for the portable devices, including cell phones. So I will leave it here because this AMA session is not supposed to be as technical as our previous ones. And The next question will be again for Richard. So what would be the pre-minted supply by the foundation, and how that pre-minted in supply can be controlled? Richard, over to you.
Yes, thank you. Right, for the pre-mined managed by foundation, there's three of them. One is the treasury for sure, right? And the second part is all the grant for the ecosystem, including the developers, especially for developers, I would say, and also those the apps they are willing to put the app space from Ethereum to Waterfall to reach a better performance. And third part is very important because we are POS, right? So we do have a very attractive incentive plan to reward those the stake node. Also have a very good reward for those metadata. So that would be considered of those three parts. And those pre-mined will be managed by Waterfall DAO. Actually, we do have a very well-established Swiss association just built, say maybe 1 year ago, and we are going to build up the true DAO, though it's in process. But eventually, we are going to implement this DAO to benefit all the
Yeah, thank you, Richard. And yeah, the next question will be 1 second. So yeah, the next question, well, again for Richard, what are the exchanges that will list Waterfall prior to TGE, and which ones you are in conversation with to list Water post TGE? Richard,
okay,
over
yes.
to you.
Of course, I mentioned earlier that we are talking to Launchpad right now, and supposedly we are going to announce the token availability on several Launchpad. And right after that, we do negotiate with several exchanges right now, and the target list date or period will be mid June. And well, obviously I'm not able to disclose the name, right? So what I can tell is that we do negotiate with some tier 1 for sure, and a lot of tier 2 they also come to us to approach by themselves. So yeah, we are very exciting that this technology and also our community is welcomed by those exchange. And just wait and mention on again our Twitter accounts, also the Telegram group. We are going to announce that. But again, we do negotiate, and by the way, we actually signed up to exchange already. But unfortunately, I'm not able to close the name so far.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. And yeah, basically the last question also is partially relevant to the previous one. Are you allowed to announce the TGE day on Twitter, or how you will inform your community that token will be trading on a specific day at a specific time? Some centralized exchanges do not allow to reveal this information.
Right. Yes, indeed. Some exchange they do claim they are not able to reveal day too early, right? But normally 24 hours in advance, 24 hours notice is fine. So we are definitely to announce that well, at least 1 day earlier, right, before we list on those exchanges. But also, sometimes you are able to pay attention on some third-party media because some message will be leakage. It's not going to be official announcement, but always some people say something, right? So I would recommend to pay attention on those third-party media, but also for all the official announcement, please pay attention on our Telegram official accounts.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much for providing the details on this topic. And the question number 8 is, what is your KOL strategy pre and post launch? So I will pass it over to Jeff. Maybe also can join.
Sure. Yeah. When we talk about the KOL or key opinion leaders, I think that there's a couple of really easy low-hanging fruit items for Waterfall to be able to interact with these KOLs. And basically two things that I think influencers would be interested in, but two kinds of influencers would be like the influencers that are interested in learning about money, getting rewards. And so Waterfall has a very attractive staking rewards program designed. And I think if we are working with those leaders, then that might be very good. Also, as I mentioned before, what I'm excited about, the trilemma, where Waterfall is solving decentralization and scalability at the same time. I think if we find key influencers that can talk about that too. And so really it's a matter of making sure that we have the right messaging for the right influencers for the right audience, and finding the right people to talk about this and the right people to talk about that. And I think that's basically the strategy going forward. Yep.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Jeff. Okay, so let's then pass to the next question. So how many water, basically there are two questions which I will respond. So how many water do I need to run the worker? So we have fixed amount of water. It is 3,200 water coins, and basically no more nor less. So if you would like to stake more, you are able to basically create more workers. We highly encourage to use as many devices as possible if you are holding multiple workers, and yeah, because this is the advantage of Waterfall, because you can do it, and the level of decentralization allows to have a big amount of block producers. Also there was one more question in the chat. One second. One second. So the question was, will there be a cloud node and staking server where somebody can just put money and can easily earn, so basically contribute to the security and earn the rewards for this? So yeah, this functionality will be present. First of all, we developed this functionality like I think it was in 2022. We are also talking to multiple providers of such services. So in general, the answer is yes. We don't know whether it will be available on the moment of the TGE, but yes, we understand this case, and we definitely are interested to explore it, and we are putting efforts into it. So, and yeah, the last question, I want to run a worker, what should I do? So, well, the process is pretty straightforward. You can, so first of all, right now you can just go and use the guide, basically, which is the link I will send just now to the chat. And I highly encourage you actually to wait maybe for 1 week, because currently the guide, yes, it is easy and straightforward, but still it requires knowledge what is Docker, and the process is can be, like we can say, a little bit more complicated. But soon, with one-click setup, now the process will become like really easy, like you are setting up any other dApp. And basically, what is and basically it will be easier, and you will be able to contribute to the development of the technology by testing it. So you can do it now by joining the network using this tutorial I just sent to the chat, or you can wait until next week, until the one-click setup functionality is released. So we're also having one more question in the chat from Victor X. Can you please address in this EMA W for Jeff and Ron? What is the real market position and USP of this product? Without layer 2 integration story and rollups, and without security integrated into Ethereum or Bitcoin blockchains, you are just another layer 1 like IOTA and others. Do you have any other launch plans with multiple apps built on top of Waterfall, like how Manta, Zeta, and B Squared and others have launched recently? You don't still have a narrative which goes with current market sentiment and market needs. What is your overall opinion on these observations? So, well, this is a tough question. I believe all of us will be able to contribute to this. So, please, who is willing to start?
Yeah, I can start. Well, we have some in the works, and we have more coming once we are live on the mainnet, which is in a few months. One of them right now, we're working on a smart contract platform for the buying and reselling of cocoa beans, which is really interesting. So that project is in the works. In addition, we are working with a portal to build a bridge from Waterfall to Bitcoin. We're talking to some other folks about how we can enter into the game side of dApps, working in that space. So we're busy building our base foundation for how we're going to integrate our solutions with in other projects, and more will be forthcoming once we're on the mainnet.
Yeah, thank you, Ron. I also would like to add to this that we are in touch and working with multiple teams which are willing to deploy the dApps initially to Waterfall, such as improved version of the DEX similar to Uniswap. And there are multiple other projects in process, so you will see the announcements happening soon. Also, there is an ongoing conversations with ByTrade where they are interested in setting up the nodes for Waterfall in their black box devices, so which will allow to significantly increase the decentralization level of Waterfall nodes. So and basically that's in reference to applications. Now let's speak a little bit about Jeff. Would you like to add something to this question? Hello. So yeah, maybe there is a connection problem. So let me continue this. So basically, the value of so when we're talking about, let's say, layer 2s and the narrative of layer 2s. So the general idea here is actually, if we will go back to, say, reading initial papers of Bitcoin, which was a digital cash, or Ethereum, which was a world computer, they were kind of saying that, all of this will be working on the, they were not saying it like exactly in these words, but they were never mentioning the necessity of layer 2s, which are going to be, let's say, basically the thing will not work without layer 2s. And generally speaking, the narrative of Ethereum, of a world computer, is a very powerful narrative. It is a very good idea, and generally it brought a lot of beautiful use cases to this, and a lot of added a lot to the decentralized ideology. But let me put it this way. Waterfall is, in a sense, can be the, if we are talking about world computer Ethereum, but they basically, their virtual machine have linear time complexity. So basically, there is an asynchronous process which is happening, and this kind of limits the processing capabilities of this network. And this is why we are experiencing that issues with the fees and scalability, and fees essentially is a result of the scalability. So with Waterfall, basically we can be speaking about the concept of, let's say, if we are talking about Ethereum as a world computer, but we can say that with linear time complexity and with a synchronous process, we can be talking about world computer with the single core processor. In our case, we are working on the concept of parallel processing on the multiple levels. And one is on the level of a single shard, which is introduced in the paper, which is called subnetworks, and it was covered in the previous AMA sessions. Again, this AMA session was not supposed to be like super technical, so I keep it high level, but obviously happy to address any follow-up questions on this. And the other level of parallel processing goes about the concept of virtually unlimited sharding, which is currently getting to the peer review process, and soon this paper will be published. So basically, currently we are doing like the final set of reviews, and soon, maybe like today or tomorrow, it will go to production. So in that case, it allows us to say that if Ethereum is a world computer with a single core, Waterfall would be a concept of the multi-core, basically a world computer with a multi-core processor, which allows parallelism in the execution. And essentially, I don't know, basically, if you will return back to if we will go back to the past, the introduction of the parallel processing and multi-core processors allowed us to have like a very different type of use cases in the reality where we all are living in right now. So all these beautiful dApps, all these digital economies, which are currently more like Web 2, but currently deviating to Web 3, is possible because of this. And we believe that introduction of this concept can significantly change and potentially transform the industry. And in general, combined with the level of decentralization it introduces, we can potentially talk about the principally new use cases and the concept of mega dApps. I don't basically the concept of mega dApps could be the topic of the separate presentation. I'm currently working on the article on this topic, which we soon will release, and it will be highlighted in the following more technical AMA sessions. So how it can add to the Ethereum ecosystem? Well, Waterfall can easily serve as the basically, it can easily serve as the sidechain of Ethereum. So whatever use cases is currently present where, you know, through the bridge, some assets are getting withdrawn to the sidechain, and then some high computational, high complexity computations are made on Waterfall, and with low fees and high processing speed, and then basically high scalability, and then these assets could be withdrawn back to the Ethereum network. It can potentially be the basically the same way it works with other side chains of Ethereum. It can work with Waterfall, but the competitive advantage of Waterfall is that first, the scalability parameter can go really far. Again, it is very hard to compare this to what is currently on the market, but we can say with the confidence that if we are not one of the most scalable solutions out there. And the level of decentralization allows us to preserve a high level of security proofs, not only on the layer 1, because most of the ideology of the basically of layer 2s and of the basically of the size of layer 2s mainly says that, okay, we are having, let's say, less decentralized but more scalable solution on the layer 2, but we rely on the security proofs on the layer 1. In our case, it all can be executed on the level of waterfall, and you have stronger security proofs and higher performance. So potentially also some of the concepts which we are working on, they can be implemented also as Ethereum improvement proposals. And I think that at some point, the concepts we are working on, they can significantly later on boost the Ethereum as the protocol itself. And we have these internal conversations. We have work in progress. Basically, kind of the status of this is work in progress. I don't want to make any stronger statements right now, but these views are present, and we will be doing announcements going forward on this. So, okay, Victor is writing more questions. So let me do this. You don't have much TVL to guarantee POS security. How will you convince people to adopt you as a standalone layer 1? Well, the TVL process, I can say we don't have much. I would say we don't have any TVL right now, because we are in the testnet phase. And generally speaking, it is not common to have TVL on the testnet, because all of this is just test thing. The growth of the community and the scalability of these are the questions mainly will be happening on the phase of the launch. And basically we answered the question about the QL, the community growth, and that all of you are here is kind of saying that, kind of implying that, yeah, the traction in this direction is present, but yeah, definitely when the network will be launched, there will be all of this probably will be present. So how will you verify practically the fault-tolerant character of your blockchain waterfall? That is too essential with multiple shared and distributed consensus. So, well, good question, but I would firstly say that waterfall is not a blockchain. It is actually a DAG. It is a block DAG, and it is described in the paper how we are achieving consensus, but in general, we have two levels of consensus. First, fast optimistic consensus, and second, basically slower but full consensus, where majority of the participants of the network vote for the network state. So this is described again. We're going too deep into the woods right now on the technology side. These are all good questions regarding the how waterfall work in terms of technology. And on the following AMA, which will be done with the technical team, we will go deep into these details. You can also go to the research paper section of our website and find the papers there, and you can get yourself familiar with this. Rather than Ethereum branch out of you, what do you think about waterfall feeding into Ethereum chain for better security? So I can say that this is more like an ideology question. As I said, actually, the previous project our technical team was working on was essentially one of the first layer 2s for Ethereum, and we were using Plasma, and we were excited by this ideology back in the days. But generally speaking, I don't believe that the layer 2 vision is generally sustainable in the long run. Again, I can be wrong on this, and basically I can probably say we are thinking that layer 2s were not supposed to be happening. And basically there are multiple problems, there are multiple, let's say, issues with the implementation of this view. And for example, we can speak about, let's say, when layer 2 or something which is branded as a layer 2 is getting big enough, it is becoming like own layer 1, and it kind of starts competing with Ethereum. I will not be pointing out to the particular examples, but in general, we do believe that as soon as layer 2s are becoming big enough, particular layer 2s, they will be deviating to the creation of their own ecosystem. And this is what has been happening over the history of the different like layer 2 or interoperability protocols quite a few times. Again, I don't want to point out to the particular examples, but this is what has been happening. So the current state of the market is probably going to change. We don't know how it will change, but we have different views than the sustainable kind of operation of the layer 2s, and we are going to contribute to the development of the Ethereum ecosystems along the lines which I described in the past. And we probably will take these questions and address them in more details on the following technical AMAs. Well, thank you so much for asking them. I believe we probably should leave it here, and we will provide more details going forward. Yeah. I think this is it. We can conclude it here. So thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for asking good questions. And yeah, we are happy to address any follow-up questions in the chat or on the following AMA sessions. Yeah, thanks everyone. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you.